noticed the housing market has been red hot during the pandemic, but is it about to cool off? With us now, real estate agent Jennifer Havel with Keller Williams. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, Jen, I know you've been in real estate for a while. Have you ever seen the market as crazy as it's been over the past 2 years?
No, this has been the absolute wildest roller coaster in real estate ever. 2020, as we all know, interest rates were insanely low. They were down in the 1%. We were also at the shutdown too. So everybody, I had tons of buyers. Everything was highest and best. Things are still that crazy. The interest rates are higher now, but I'm really not seeing that much of a slowdown. It's insane. I've never seen it like this.
So is it still just the lack of inventory that's kind of fueling this, or is it also because the pandemic, people are changing how they live?
I think it's a lot of all of the above. I think when interest rates dropped, everybody thought, okay, either refinance, get that extra money, put it into my home, or hey, I didn't really want to move, but I've been cooped up. Let's get out of here. Let's move. Let's have a change. It's still a little crazy, even with interest rates up into the 5s and 6s. It still is the seller's market. It's not slowing down a ton. It's starting to taper off a little bit, I think, but it's still pretty wild.
And so, like you were saying, it's a seller's market because they're getting crazy numbers for the houses in my neighborhood. And so I keep saying to my husband, let's sell. But then it's like, well, you have to live somewhere. So if you have to buy, it may not be good to sell.
Exactly. Like I've even considered selling my own home, but then sure, by the time I pay off my mortgage and make all that extra money with highest and best, where am I going to go? Like I'm going to take all that extra money and turn around and go highest and best in another home. And it's not reasonable for me.
So with that, I know that part of the issue was the inventory was so low because of the pandemic, things weren't being built. Is that starting to change now? Because I'm not hearing anything about the really high lumber prices like we did for a while.
So about a month ago, I was looking at new construction for a potential client, and the price of new construction is almost $300 a square foot. So and considering that it's really hard to find contractors right now, it's not just lumber. The cost of cement, the cost of materials, supplies, everything is 4 times what it was even just before the pandemic.
So what are you recommending to your clients right now?
So I'm recommending to my clients on both the buy and the sell side. So if you're getting ready to list your home, I always just kind of say, do the necessary precautions. You know, you might want to just have your home inspected. Just make sure that the appliances are working, the furnace is working, air conditioner, things like that. Just the basics to cover it. Your house is obviously going to sell itself, but from a buyer standpoint, if it's not only highest and best, but you need to come in with a lot of skin in the game. So if you want this house, now is not the time to ask for contingencies and ask for a long closing period. Make sure that you have a great lender that you're working with who not just has you pre-approved, but has already run all your income, your assets, make sure you have all of that down so that when you're prepared and you're ready to make that offer, that you are solid, that you have your foot in the door with this. We are seeing, and we have seen for the last 2 years or so, appraisal guarantees. So what you're telling the seller is that I want your house bad enough that I'm willing to promise you that if the home doesn't appraise, I'm not walking away. So I'm willing to throw in another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, whatever it may be, to guarantee them that if this doesn't appraise, I will come up with the extra funds to make up for that gap.
Wow. Some of these stories have been crazy, right?
And not just promise them, okay, here's my extra $20,000. Should this appraisal come in low, here's my proof of funds showing that I have this cash in an account that guarantees I am good for it. So those are some strong aspects and points to have when making a solid offer.
So I know the Federal Reserve just increased the interest rates yet again, the largest hike since 1994. How do you think that's going to impact the market?
Well, it's good and bad. So there's a couple things right now. In fact, I just had a big meeting with one of my partner financial companies last week, and they are offering some assistance programs for help with down payment because the interest rates are spiking. The other thing too is that, okay, get locked in now. I mean, because they're only going to go up. So if you think that it's bad at 6 or 6.5 or whatever you have, get that locked in because it's only going to increase. You can always refinance down the road, but who's to say they are going to increase, decrease? We don't know. So my best advice right now is that if you're considering buying a home, talk to your lender, talk to your bank, do whatever you have to do, get locked in on an interest rate today.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Don't wait.
Don't wait. Do not wait. The other thing that a lot of people are doing and have been doing is they are all cash buyers. So we always say in real estate that cash is king, right? So people are pulling money out of retirement accounts, whatever they can do. Hopefully, I always advise my buyers, don't pull it off something that you're going to get taxed on, but they're pulling money out to just pay cash instead of dealing with these high interest rates.
You know, I know that before the market got so crazy, it was all about if you were buying to stage your house, maybe renovate the bathroom, the kitchen, because you would get more money for your house in that way. Do you have to do that now or no?
No, all of the buyers that I've had, I'll use one house for an example that I sold about 6 months ago, and it was the original owners of the home. It was built in '68, beautiful home, very gorgeous home, just very outdated. The family that came in, I had multiple offers on this. I had about 14 offers that were well above listing on it. They did not care. They were going through, they already had contractors, they were lining up to put new carpet in, redo the hardwood floors, new appliances. I have not used a staging company or staged a home since pre-COVID. The house, with the market and it being a seller's market, I haven't really had to do anything. The homes just sell themselves, fortunately.
So if you had a magic 8-ball and you were shaking it right now, any predictions for this market going forward?
Oh God, well, my predictions right now are interest rates are going to continue to rise. So like I said, my best advice right now is that if you're considering buying a home, lock that interest rate in today. It's not going to get any better anytime soon, I don't think, with these rates. The 1%, 2%, 3% that we were seeing 2 years ago, a year and a half, those days are over.
Wow. And so what's the scene look like too for contractors? Because, you know, so many people are buying the houses, like you said, that need to be renovated. But I know we've been trying to get people in and they're still backed up.
They are completely backed up, and it's kind of like you are at the contractor's mercy, whether it's construction, granite flooring, any of that. Just even painters alone are so backed up, and it's kind of a great market for them because you need them just as much as they need you, but they are so backed up. And then with the cost of supplies, everything being kind of delayed or on a hold or a standstill, so you're kind of at their mercy right now. So
with that, Jen, can I tell you before we say goodbye to you, any tips that you have for people, or just jump on it?
Just get on it today. If you're going to make an offer on a house, make sure that it is solid. Don't ask for contingencies. I don't ever suggest to people to ever waive a home inspection because that's your time. But do a quick inspection. If you have any money to do towards an appraisal guarantee, throw that in, do a quick closing, make sure you have a good lender, and pray.
Because I was kind of like, maybe I'll just buy a mobile home and sell the house, make a lot of money, get a mobile home until the market stabilizes. But
well, and if you'd like to do that, you know who to call. Call me.
Thank you so much. Hey, how can people contact you if they're thinking about buying or selling?
Okay, so my name is Jennifer Havel. I'm with Keller Williams Showcase out of Commerce. My cell phone number is 586-219-3868. You can also Google me. I'm on Zillow, Realtor. I 586-219-3868. That is my cell. I am available 24 hours a day.
So, and can I ask, before we say goodbye though, I know that you sell a lot of houses right here in our neighborhood. Are there certain neighbors that are hotter than others, or it just doesn't matter?
So where we live, and then out towards, so I do a lot of business in our area where you and I live. I also do a lot in Commerce, West Bloomfield, Farmington, Livonia is a very hot market. I've sold in everywhere in Wayne County, Oakland, Macomb. I've gone as far as Port Huron. I've sold out in Lansing. There are certain areas where it's more investor type areas, where it's more of a, we'll say the outskirts of where we live. But it's those are some pretty hot areas.
Huh. Well, if you find a little piece of land on the water that I could put a tiny house, let me know.
Okay, well, I have one right around the corner for me, so give me a call and we'll go look at it.
There you go. Jen, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.